everybody, and welcome back to another Doctor Who product review. In today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at one of the latest releases from Hero Collector, this time being the Revolution of the Daleks pin badge collector set, featuring the 13th Doctor, Captain Jack Harkness, and various inmates seen throughout the 13th Doctor New Year's Day special. The presentation of this collector set of pins is really lovely and makes for a perfect gift. At the top, presenting the Hero Collector and Doctor Who logos with a series of designs scattered all around the different sides of the box, showing off some of the other pins within the Hero Collector series, including some incarnations of the Doctor, monsters and villains. At the bottom, there is a little bit of company information and further characters presented, including the wonderful 6th Doctor. The top half of the box acts as a lid. Once pulled back, it uncovers the set of pins within. The badges are presented on a card with a felt-like finish, a nice display option if you are a collector, rather than a badge wearer. All 7 badges include a metal clasp at the back, allowing them to be fixed onto items of clothing. Released to celebrate the 13th Doctor New Year's Day Dalek special, Revolution of the Daleks, and the return of Captain Jack, these badges are available to order now from Hero Collector, priced £34.99. I think one of the biggest selling points of this collector set is the variety. Of course, in the past we have seen a number of badge collector sets released, and usually they have a theme, being incarnations of the Doctor or monsters and villains. This is a little bit of a blend between the two, as we have 2 humanoid characters, we have 1 Dalek pin, accompanied by 4 very unique other monster designs, meaning if you are a fan of variety, this set is definitely for you. So before we move on to the actual characters themselves, we're going to be taking a look at the prison outfit design, as 5 of the 7 pins within this collector set are wearing the prison uniform, and all of which feature very similar, almost identical details throughout, just with a selection of different poses. The red used is lovely and vibrant, making the pin stand out both separately and as if it was attached onto an item of clothing. The inmates all have a lighter brown shoe with a black line running up the middle, making the uniform look like a baggy style of overall. I love the little attention to detail with the insignia down the shoulder, featuring a black band and running down the right hand side of the leg. Each badge has an ever so slightly different pattern of text, but it is so small you can't really tell too much. So now taking a look at the 13th Doctor herself. This is a unique version of the 13th Doctor, and it is great to see her in something other than her usual costume. I must admit, with the recent 11th and 12th Doctors, we did see a lot of variety between the costumes between the different serials, and aside from the odd t-shirt swap here and there throughout the 13th Doctor era, as well as the Spyfall variation of outfit, I do miss those stark costume variations, and that's been really nicely represented on this badge. The 13th Doctor's hair has been made to look much more compact compared to her initial Hero Collector pin badge release, representing the slicked, greasy look seen throughout the story. Of course, the likeness to Jodie Whittaker is very simplistic, however works well, including a lighter brown set of eyebrows and the black beady eyes seen throughout all of the humans within this pin badge series. Her mouth is much more stern compared to the initial release, which did of course sport a nice smirk. I love the way that she is holding her hand, looking very much fed up, and much like how she did look throughout the vast majority of the early half of this story when imprisoned. The second badge of the set is of course Captain Jack Harkness, as portrayed by John Barrowman, and much like the 13th Doctor, this badge does of course sport a rather basic, simplistic design. However, you can kind of tell who it is meant to be, especially when alongside the other characters within this set. It's great to have more Captain Jack merchandise after all these years. In order to make this badge stand out a little bit more, it might have been quite a nice inclusion to see Captain Jack wielding his squareness gun, or simply just anything to make this badge stand out a little bit more as Captain Jack Harkness. Next up we have Angela the Weeping Angel, a lovely inclusion and of course a nice surprise within the episode itself. This is the second Weeping Angel pin seen as a part of this series released by Hero Collector, the first being the much more regular Screaming design. In fact, this Weeping Angel looks exactly like how I've been looking this past month whilst doing university exams, weeping into its hands, looking absolutely done with life. To make this badge a little bit more unique compared to other Weeping Angels, she also has the inclusion of the red shackles attached to her wrists, trailing down the rest of the body to the floor. The detailing on the wings is really impressive and my favourite part of this badge overall. They've actually kind of made the Weeping Angels look cute, which is an unexpected achievement. And now we take a look at the infamous criminal duo that is of course Bonnie and Clyde, the Ood and Sycorax. Honestly, big finish. Where is the spin-off? We're waiting. Again, we've seen the Ood released as a part of the Hero Collector series already, however it appears a few colour changes have been made to the design overall. This Ood looks ever so slightly paler, and the tendril sections on the face seem to be much redder, almost blending into the uniform overalls, and the translator orb has been finished off with a lovely yellow highlight. And speaking of the Ood, I'd seriously love them to return one day on our screens. I think in fact the Ood content on Big Finish over recent years has really whetted my appetite for a further Ood story on TV. There's lots of potential there, and they're an absolutely brilliant creation. We haven't seen the Sycorax before as a part of the Hero Collector series, so this is a really lovely inclusion. I actually think that this one might be my favourite of the set overall. The detailing on the mask is absolutely incredible. I love the use of the black outer lines being raised above the base colour of a salmon pink on the helmet, emphasising the angles and contours on the mask, but also exaggerating the deep sockets of the eyes and the looming red glowing within. His arms are outstretched, almost looking rather sassy, and his large collar section protrudes from the overall uniform, much like within the episode. It's unusual to see the Sycorax not in his usual garments, so this is a lovely and unique piece. The sixth badge of the set is... well, I can't quite remember. Yes, well done me using a completely unexpected joke that quite frankly was outdated in 2013. Leave me alone. The face of the Silence is very similar, if not identical, to the original Silence pin, with perhaps a few slight colour changes. The mouth is open, looking rather shocked as ever, and some lovely attention to detail has been achieved using the black detailing once again, creating that skeletal bone structure. However, other than that, it's not particularly that exciting. However, still a decent inclusion. The final badge of this collector set is the human-created security drone Dalek, adapting the design of the Recon Dalek. This design doesn't actually look too stylised, unlike the previous Dalek pins released as a part of the Hero Collector series, having an overall appearance of looking rather squat. The Recon Daleks look rather squat anyway within actual reality, meaning this pin looks pretty normal. This badge is so brilliantly intricate with all the little details that you'd come to expect on a Dalek design. The fender is split into multiple sections, highlighted using a lighter grey. The Dalek body is littered with a series of panels and rivets, emphasised with black, whites and reds. The manipulator arm and gun are present in the middle, and above this there is the shrunk down midsection. This is coloured with a red finish, replicating the look of once the Daleks turn bad within the later half of the story, as opposed to the lighter blue. And to finish off, the dome of the Dalek is similar to the usual design, including bulbs at the top, including a checked mesh design, with the vibrant red eye stalk present in the middle. I'm really impressed with the sheer detail on this little pin, and the use of colour really benefits those details. If they ever release this badge alone, I most certainly recommend it. And before we conclude this review, as an additional side mention, after tweeting about how ridiculously brilliant this badge was, Hero Collector kindly sent me this joyous piece of metal. It's the First Doctor peeping out from inside the Dalek, because of course it is. Incredible. It is of course from the first Doctor serial The Space Museum, and it's a part of a new series of classic Doctors in more exciting dramatic poses, such as the 5th Doctor playing cricket and the 3rd Doctor driving Bessie. The detailing on the Dalek body is great and very precise, featuring the light blue hemispheres and the midsection rings. The manipulator arm protrudes, however due to this being made of a metal material, this isn't flexible and there's no concern of it breaking. The first Doctor is also presented with a cheeky little grin, looking very mischievous and funny, and the grey wig highlights and eyebrows are perfect, and it is unmistakably William Hartnell, and quite frankly, I absolutely love it. And if you are tempted to purchase this badge, because of course you are, it's available on the Hero Collector website now. It can either be purchased singly by itself or as a part of a larger collector set. To conclude for this review, overall the Revolution of the Daleks pin badge collector set sports lots of variety depicting the various leads and monsters seen throughout the serial. Each pin is consistently designed with some great colour choices that will stand out when worn. I know that some fans may have wished to see the 13th Doctor's TARDIS team included, however I think that we may get to see a set dedicated to the 13th Doctor, her friends and the TARDIS in the future, if there is an audience for it. In the absence of companions other than Captain Jack Harkness, this set offers unique takes on some of Doctor Who's familiar monsters, and I really like that. If you are a fan of this story, then this is a perfect addition to your collection. So thank you very much for watching this review, I really hope you have enjoyed it. Do of course stay tuned on The Host Productions for brand new Doctor Who content each and every week, from Big Finish audio drama reviews, product reviews, and much more. And on that note, have a nice day, and I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.